Hey there, this is Kamal, and in this video, we're going to learn about WordPress. So, let's get this started. Alright, so first things first, what is WordPress? So, WordPress is a content management system. So, essentially what it means is that using WordPress, you can create websites on the fly. And to actually make this happen, you don't need to have any programming knowledge whatsoever. You just need to use the drag and drop interface provided by WordPress to create the websites. And one of the main advantages of using WordPress is the fact that WordPress has a large collection of themes and plugins. And we'll get into that later on, but for now, let's see how to get started. Alright, so to actually use WordPress, there are two ways to do this. The first way is to install WordPress directly onto your native system and use that. And the second way is to install WordPress onto a server and use that from there. So in order to do this, you need a hosting service and a domain linked with it, and you need to install WordPress onto that. And specifically for this video, I'll be using a hosting provider called as Bluehost. And the reason why that I'm using this over other hosting providers is because Bluehost is actually one of the topmost WordPress providers recommended by WordPress.org. And since it is tailored towards WordPress, the interface is much more intuitive compared to the other providers. And also everything is tweaked so that it will be easy for you to get started with WordPress and install and manage everything directly from the dashboard that they have provided. So I have already done a video explaining how you can set up WordPress on a shared hosting service. So I'll link the video in the video description down below. You can go there and check that out. And once you're done with that, then you can carry on from here. Okay, so once everything is set up, you can log into your account and you'll be redirected to your dashboard. Okay, so this is the backend for your Bluehost account, and as you can see here, I have already created a website called as packetcode.tech, and right now there's nothing in it except some dummy content. Okay, so you can log into your WordPress account from here, or you can go to your My Sites, and from there as well you can click on Manage Site, and you'll be redirected to your WordPress account. So as you can see here, we currently have 4 themes and 8 plugins, so you can manage them directly from here, or you can go to WordPress and manage them from there as well. So we'll see all these options later on, but for now, let's log into WordPress. Okay, so the first thing that you're going to observe here is that it's showing that your site is currently displayed as coming soon page, and once you're ready, you can launch your site. So before launching your website, you have to first set up everything, and once you're happy with it, then you can click on this and your website will be live so that everyone can see. So right now, if you go to packetcode.tech, so as you can see here, it's showing a coming soon page. And one more thing is that you can directly log into your WordPress dashboard by typing in a / then wp-admin. And once you click on that, you'll be redirected to your WordPress dashboard, that is this page. Alright, so now let's close this off and let's get started with this. On the left hand side, you have your menu, and the only things that you have to worry about are posts, media, pages, appearance, plugins, users, tools, and settings. Apart from this, all the options that you're seeing right now are actually being generated because of the plugins. So if you go to plugin section in here, it's going to show the list of all the active plugins. So let me close this off. Alright, so as you can see here, we have these plugins right now, and all of these options are actually active because of these plugins. So this Bluehost is actually because of this Bluehost plugin. Similarly, this Jetpack is because of this Jetpack plugin. Similarly for Opt-in Monster and WP Forms Lite. So these are the default plugins provided by Bluehost. So if you want, you can use this or you can deactivate them. And in order to deactivate them, you can just check all of these. So let me check these. Then you can go to bulk actions, click on deactivate and click on apply. Alright, so now that everything is deactivated, as you can see on the left hand side, all the options have disappeared, and this is what you're going to see if you install WordPress for the first time. So as I mentioned earlier, one of the main reasons for choosing WordPress is because of its abundance of themes and plugins. So you can use themes to create your website, and you can use plugins to add more functionality to it. So before going into anything else, let's first actually see what we currently have. So in order to see what we currently have, you can directly go here and click on welcome site, and that's going to show your website. So this is what it's going to look like, and as you can see, it's not that good looking. So if you want, you can directly change the details from here. So you can click on customize, and once you click on that, it's going to show a menu on the left hand side using which you can actually tweak these things. So let's see this one by one. So right now we are actually using a theme called as 2021. So if you want, you can change that theme. So you can click on change, and these are the themes that we currently have in our library. So if you want, you can choose any of these. So you can click on this and you can select that and you can make that active. Or you can go to wordpress.org themes and you can select any theme that you want from here as well. You can search for them And you can use filter as well to select the themes based on the categories. And once you're done with that, you can select the theme and you can make that active. You can do that from here, or you can go to your dashboard, and here inside the appearance section, you have a section called as themes. So you can go to that. Here as well, you can add a new theme. So you can search for new themes here. And once you're happy with the theme, you can go to that, open it, and you can click on install. So once you're done with that, the theme will be active. So let's say for now I want to use this theme. So I'll click on install. And once the installation has been done, you can go back to the themes menu, and in here, you can make this active. So I'll click on activate. And once that is done, this theme will be active. And as you can see here, this theme recommends the following plugins. So right now, this theme actually uses these plugins. So if you want, you can install them, or you can leave it as it is. So now let's go back to the page, and I'll go back and I'll refresh the page. And as you can see here, the theme has been applied, but it's not looking the same as the live preview. And that is because we haven't installed the plugins required to actually make this happen. So you can install them directly by clicking on begin installing plugins, and that will be installed. And once everything is installed, it will look exactly as shown in the live preview. So now let's go back to the 2021 version. So I'll click on this and I'll click on activate. So apart from the themes, you also have site identity. So in here, you can change the site title and give a tagline to it. So now let's change it to packetcode. And if you want, you can select an icon as well. So you can upload that to your media library and you can select the item from there. Similarly, you can go to colors and dark mode and select the color that you want to use. So right now, this is the color that is selected for the background. If you want, you can change this to some other color and give it something like dark color or a light gray or a purple or something like that. And if you want, you can access the dark mode as well for this. So you can click on dark mode support. And once that is enabled, the website will be made so that if your system uses a dark mode, then automatically the website will be shown as a dark mode as well. Alright, so apart from that, you also have the background image. You can select a background image. You also have menus. So right now we actually have two menus. One is the primary menu and the second one is the secondary menu. So you can create a new menu from here. So this is the primary menu that you can see here. Similarly, we also have another menu here at the bottom right. So this is the secondary menu. So you can change that from here. You can click on that and you can click and give links to it. You can direct it to a URL. You can give it a navigation label. You can add some CSS classes to it. You can reorder them, or you can add some items as well. So let's say I want to add a new page. I'll click on this. And from here, what you can do is that you can select the available pages. So in my pages library, I also have a page called as sample page. So I'll click on this and that will be added to my menu. And if I close this off, as you can see here, we also have another page called as sample page. So to actually edit and add items to the menu, you also need to have pages already ready so that you can select them. So if you go to appearances, in here as well, you have an option called as menus. So this is the same interface provided here as well, similar to this thing. So you can create and add menu items here. But as I mentioned earlier, you need to actually have some pages so that you can link them to the menu. So in order to create and edit pages, you can go to the pages submenu, and in here, these are the available pages. So if you want, you can create a new page. So click on add new, and then you can give a title to this. So let's give it as testing. And if you want, you can write something here. You can write whatever you want. And once you're done with that, you can click on publish. So before doing that, what you can do is that you can add some more things to it. So for this page, I can give the visibility to be public or not, or I can choose whether I want to publish it immediately or I can publish it on a later date as well. And then you can give it to be pending review as well, so that you can later on see and review it before publishing it. So right now, this is the URL. So you can change the permalink as well. I'll show you how you can do that. So you can add a featured image as well, and you can add some discussion. You can allow the comments to be available on this particular post, or you can leave it empty. Apart from that, you also have the option to add some page attributes. So these are the main things available to the particular page. And also apart from that, you can also go to the block section and you can select whatever you want from here on the left hand side and go to the block section, and you can actually change some properties to it. Like you can change the font size, you can add some custom font size to it, or you can change the line height, you can change the colors, everything, and you can also drop the cap, or you can go to the advanced section and add some HTML anchors and CSS properties as well. So if you're a beginner, you don't need to actually tinker with these. You can just choose the colors and font style and font properties. And once you're done with that, and once you're happy with it, you can save the draft, or you can preview it, or you can directly publish it. So for now, I'll click on publish. And it's going to ask whether you want to publish it right now. Yes, I want to publish it right now. Alright, so now the page is active. If you go to the page, so this is the page that we have currently. So apart from adding pages, you can also add posts, or you can add categories, you can add tags, and you can also add some formats. So whatever you want, you can do that from here. You can also actually add and edit menus directly from inside your dashboard. So in here, you can go to appearance, and inside the appearance sub menu, you have what is called as menus. So this is the menu section. You can create a new menu from here as well. So as you've previously seen, you can create a menu from here, and you can make it primary or secondary, and you can click on create menu. And once that is done, that menu will be available here as well. So for now, let's delete this. Alright, so now let's go back, and you can add some widgets as well to the footer. So for this section, you can add the search, recent posts, recent comments, archives, categories, and meta tags. So these are what is available here. You can change them. You can add a widget from here. So these are the options that is available right now. You can choose from this and add it to here, or you can reorder them as well. And you can change the home page settings as well. And what this actually means is that right now the home page is going to be your latest post. So whenever a new post has been added, automatically that post will be added to your latest post, and a page will be created and that will be displayed. But if you want, you can show a static page as well. So you can click on static page, and you can select a direct page to the home page. So let's say I want to use the sample page as my home page, and as for the post, I'll use a testing page. And once I'm happy with that, this will become my home page, and also I'll have a testing page where all my posts will be listed. Similarly, you can add some excerpt settings, like you can show the summary, or you can show the full text, or you can add some additional CSS as well. So if you're not a techie guy, then I'll suggest you to not. So what this essentially does is that you can use CSS to stylize this page. So these are the main settings available here, and these settings actually change depending on the theme that is currently active. So if I change the theme right now, some more settings might be added, and that depends wholly on the theme that you're using. And the interface is not that difficult to understand. As you can see, everything is predefined. You can change these things, and once the change has been done, and once you're happy with it, you can click on publish, or you can save it, or you can schedule as well. For now, let's say I want to publish it, and once the publish has been done, and you can close this off, and everything will be updated. Alright, so apart from the themes, as I've mentioned earlier, you also have access to plugins. So you can go to the plugins section, and you can activate any of these plugins that you want. So apart from these plugins, you can also add some new plugins. So you can click on add new, and you'll be redirected to the plugin library. And from here, you can select whatever plugin that you want. You can directly search for it. Let's say I want to add an image carousel. So I'll type in carousel, and these are the plugins available for that. You have a plugin called a slider. You also have another plugin called a slider carousel. So you can choose any of these, and you can install them directly onto your website. And once that has been added, that will be showed in your install plugins library, and then you can activate it. And if you want, you can read the description to actually understand what this plugin actually does. Okay, so apart from these plugins and themes, you also have access to posts. So if you want, you can create a new post as well. So if you want to create a blog website, then you can create and manage your post directly from inside this menu. So you can click on this, and you can create a new post. You can give a title to this, and you can add some description to it. And once you're done with that, you can change all the settings that you have here for this particular post. And once you're happy with it, you can click on publish. And one of the main thing is that if you create a blog website, you also have access to creating categories and tags. So you can go to the categories section from here. So let's say I want to create a new category, and I'll give it as web development, and I'll give the slug as web-dev. And if you want, you can choose a parent category, or you can leave it empty and click on add new category. Okay, so let's add one more category, and I'll give it as PHP, and the slug is going to be small cased, and I'll select the parent category to be web development, and I'll click on add category. So right now this PHP is actually present inside the web development category. So if I go to all posts, I can edit this particular post. I'll click on edit, and in here in the categories section, what I'll do is that I'll select the web development category and specifically PHP, and I'll click on update. Similarly, I can do the same thing with tags as well. So I can create a new tag. I can give a name to it, give a slug to it, and give a description, and create a new tag. And for tags, you don't actually have a parent tag, since tags don't have that particular property to it. So apart from the post, you also have access to pages. So you can create new pages from here as well. So you can click on add new, give a title to it, and give some content here, and you can change all of these properties and click on publish. Similarly, you also have your media library. So inside your media library, you can add whatever images and media that you want. So you can click on this and select the files directly, or you can drag and drop them here. And one more main thing is that you also have some plugins related to your media library. So you can go to your plugin section and you can click on add new. And in here, let's say I want to search for tiny PNG. So what this actually does is that it's going to compress each and every image that you upload on your website. And since all the images are compressed, the loading time of your website will be reduced by a lot, since the image file size is quite less comparatively. So you can use these types of plugins to make your website load faster and also reduce the file sizes by a big margin. So apart from this, you also have the comment section. So if you have enabled comments on your website, then you can see all the comments that are available on this. So if you want, you can approve or disapprove any of the comments, and you can delete them as well. And also, if you go to the plugin section, you have a plugin called as anti-spam. So if you activate this, what this actually does is that whenever a new comment has been added onto your website, it's going to check whether that particular comment is genuine or whether it's spam. If it is spam, then it's going to show that this particular comment is spam, and it's going to give you the option to directly delete that. Alright, so you also have access to all the users currently present on your website. So this is my account that I'm currently using to log in and log out of the WordPress account. So apart from that, you can create a new user as well, and you can give permissions to that particular user based on the role that is defined here. So by default, your role will be given as administrator, and if you want, you can give an editor role or an author role or a contributor or a subscriber. So you can use any of these particular roles, and you can click on add new user, and that particular user will be added. So apart from this, you also have your settings. So you can go to settings, and in here there are some things that you can change. So right now, as you can see here, the site title is welcome. So if you remember, previously we tried to change the site title and the site tagline from the front-end interface, but you can do that directly from here as well, so that whenever the theme has been changed, automatically the site title and tagline will be taken from the settings instead of the front-end part, because this thing will change automatically when the new theme is selected. So I can change this to packetcode and give a site title. So one main thing that you have to remember is that whatever changes that you do on the front-end side, that is this page, automatically that changes will be deleted if you change your theme. Okay, so if you switch your theme, automatically those changes will be deleted. So if you want some generic changes like the site title, the tagline, or the menu section to actually remain even if you switch the themes, you have to add those things from the dashboard itself. You can't add them from the front-end website. Okay, so if I go to this menu section, and if I create a new menu here, and if I go to the front end part, and if I change the theme, automatically whatever theme I go into, that particular menu will be available for me since I've created that in the dashboard itself. Okay, that's the same thing with this as well. Inside the general settings, if you change the welcome and the tagline and you click on save, automatically those changes will be applied, and whatever theme you switch into, automatically the title and the tagline will be taken from the settings. Okay, and that will be shown there. So you can leave the remaining settings as it is, and one more thing is that you can change the date format for this particular website, or you can change the time format as well, and you can leave everything as it is. Then you have the writing section where you can change the default post category. So I have these categories, right? I can give like PHP as the default category, and also yeah, I can give the default post format, and if you want, you can tinker with these settings as well. Then for the reading section as well, so if you remember, previously it was latest post and we changed it to a static page from the front end part. So that is what is being reflected here. So if you want, you can change that to, let's say, another page, and once that is done, you can click on save changes. And one important thing is that do not check this option if you want your website to be ranked in Google. So what this actually does is that it makes your website invisible to the search engines, and because of that, the search engines will not be able to show your website in their search results. So if you created a website called as packetcode, and if you have checked this option and you go to Google and search for packetcode, then automatically this website will not pop up, because right now you're not telling the website to be indexed. That means you're hidden the website from the search engines. Okay, so do not check this if you want your website to be accessible from the search engines. So you can go through this and change the settings accordingly. And one main thing is that in the permalinks section, you can change the permalink that is available in the URL. So right now this is what is available. So as you can see, if I go to a particular post, and as you can see here, the permalink for this particular post is given as something like this. So if I click on this, that particular post will be opened in the new page. And if you go to the URL, as you can see here, after the domain, it's going to show something like this. So in order to change that, you have to go to your settings page, And in the permalink section, you can change that from plain to, let's say, give it as post name. And if you save it, and if you go to the browser and refresh, automatically that will be changed to the post name. Okay, so that is what it's going to show. And if you want, you can create a custom structure as well. You can select what you want to be shown here, or if you want, you can use any of these predefined formats as well. And once you're happy with it, you can click on save changes. So these are the main things that you need to know in order to actually get started with WordPress. So in the next video, we're going to see how you can actually create a simple blog or an e-commerce website using WordPress. So before closing this off, I just wanted to mention one last thing. So since I'm using Bluehost as my hosting provider, I have access to all the themes and plugins directly from this dashboard. So I can click on manage and I can choose whatever theme that I want from here. So these are the available themes. So I can activate whatever theme that I want and that will be active. Similarly, I also have access to the plugins, the users, and also I can actually update everything directly from here. I can click on update all and all the plugins will be updated directly. Similarly, I can go to the marketing center and I can choose the Google ads. So I can connect my Google ads account to this particular hosting and I can run ads on my website. Apart from that, I also have access to my performance. So this is going to show how well my website is performing right now. And if I want, I can change that from single server to Cloudflare. And also I can change the cache settings. So if I want, I can do that from here. And if you go to the settings page, you can change your site URL if you want. So I'll click on this. And I'll type in packetcode.tech and I'll update the home URL and match the site URL as well and click on save update. Similarly, you can switch on or off the automatic updates and you can enable or disable comments on your whole page. And you can make it so that the page will be shown as coming soon. And if you're more of a techie guy, you can manage your SSH keys from here. And if you want, you can go to the PHP admin, which is for your database. And also you can directly go to your file manager. So this is more for advanced users. So once you're happy with everything, you can switch off the coming soon page, and once that is off, automatically your website will become live. And if I go to packetcode.tech right now, so as you can see here, the website is live. And right now, since we are logged in as the admin, you have access to your customized section from here and you can edit the page directly from here. And if you want to go to the backend, you can just type in /wp-admin and you'll be redirected to your WordPress dashboard. So that's it for this video, guys. I hope you have liked what I've seen till now. If you did, then please hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe as well. Thanks so much for watching and I hope to see you in the next video.